In the first stage, before the kingdoms and before memory, the primordials shaped the world. Among them were Elyine, goddess of light and creation, and her counterpart, lord of darkness and death. Together, they maintained a balance of existence, each giving what other couldn't. For ages, the world flourished between them. Yet, while Elyine was loved and worshipped, and darkness was feared and resented, over time, bitterness grew into envy, and envy into hunger to claim all creation. Elyine saw what was to come, an endless darkness spreading across the ages, consuming kingdoms, worlds, and stars. Foreseeing the darkness would one day seek her own downfall, Elyine entrusted the elves a tier of creation. But what was meant as a gift did not escape its notice. As Tyr took shape, darkness reached into it and making it tainted with its own fragment of himself. Through the Tyr shone with the light of creation, a shadow now lingered within its heart. For the first time, Elyine understood the future she had foreseen might come to pass. To give the world a chance against the dark fate she had foreseen, Elyine gave her life. With her final breath, she forged a blade like any other, pouring the last of her divine essence into making Relic, forged to alter a future once thought inevitable before her passing. As the sword was born, the goddess of light and the creation faded from this world. According to the story itself, the world will not be saved by gods. It would be saved by those who are willing to change their destiny. And that's exactly what we are gonna unravel in this video. Let us begin. In the final moments before Elyine departed from the world, she appeared to the eldest of elves, high among the remote peaks of their floating city, where the air grew thin and the stars burned closer than anywhere else. For the first time in long existence, the elves were alone. The floating city, once filled with endless songs and celebration, became a sanctuary of solemn purpose. The sword was entrusted to the people, to the greatest of their generals, carried into battles after every foe threatened their people. It passed to generation and generation, wielded it, believed they had been chosen to wield a blade forged by the god. They sensed the corruption coiled in its depth, so they swore an oath the gem would never be used ever again. Yet not everyone accepts this. There's always going to be rebellions and there's always going to be someone with different ideology, and that's exactly what creates the conflicts. From that division arose the Twilight, where the Sylvans saw a sacred responsibility, the Twilight saw an endless possibility. They believed that knowledge itself was holy. To unravel the deepest mystery of creation was not to profane Elyine's gift. To them, her final relic was not even meant to remain hidden, but to be discovered. For generations, the conflict remained one of the ideas. Yet philosophy, left unchecked, becomes obsession. Obsession becomes war. When Twilight finally moved to seize the gem by force, the Sylvans stood against them. The floating city became battlefield. Towers fell, gardens burned. Brothers fought brothers, the very sky their ancestor had built. In the darkest hour of the battle, the unthinkable happened. The sword carried through the countless generations and wielded by the greatest of heroes slipped from its barrier's grasp. Falling from the floating city into the world below, nobody saw where it ever landed. Nobody knows what happened next. Those had destroyed their own sanctuary, and in doing so, they had lost the very blade they sworn to protect. And after all of that, we get to know in Kingdom Rush Alliance where exactly is the sword. A lot of conflicts, a lot of wars and battles, which is our history. Kingdom Rush. Kingdom Rush itself is a journey where this tale of Elyine and the sword has traveled through several places and several hands, creating conflict and saving people. The sword was found when Goldgrind was defeated. Goldgrind. And finally, we get both of them at the perfect place where the sword's being investigated by Magnus. And then we get to see Resnan cannot touch it, yet he knows there is some greater power inside of it. After Kingdom Rush Alliance, both of them ventured on their own path into discovering what exactly lies inside of the sword. What exactly is this relic? And when both of them decided to go on a path for answering the same question, but taking two different paths. Both of them found almost at the same time what this word lies, the power to go back in the past and fix everything. This put it a huge threat for Wesnan himself, as whatever he built, everything he did could be replaced, could be destroyed. It might have created a fear or maybe hunger for more power, as Wesnan could not have this power getting it to anyone else and except for himself. His hunger for power and knowledge has always been something which has been consuming him towards various stages in Kingdom Rush series, and that's exactly where the alliance couldn't stand as it is, and that's exactly where the conflict begun again. Probably for one last time where Tyr could finally be destroyed and everything could be fixed. Destroying the Tyr won't be easy as it is. It indeed would take a big risk of freeing the darkness which lies inside of it. At the end, Wesnan was never the problem. It was the tear of Elyine and the hunger of power itself. Every time someone decided to take on the power in their hands, the conflict has always been occurred. And that's exactly what we're seeing in Kingdom Rush Genesis. Let me know your thoughts about this entire lore segment, because it is one of the most interesting ones we have seen so far and one of the most epic ones at the same time. Subscribe for more and keep on rushing. And by the way, this was completely empty.